Hey, good evening, everybody. We're back for our third video, maybe four if I make up my mind here on the other one while we're out here this evening. But anyhow, John, I know you have been incredibly patient, and I appreciate that very, very much. What do you have you done? So I want to go through here with you on a few different things. Good evening, Charles. How you doing this evening, big guy? By the way, we've upgraded the computer system again, which it's needed. Done a little bit of software and some other stuff. So good evening, Popcorn. Yeah. It makes me laugh, but it's sad part of it is I know you're saying that very correctly. Popcorn. But we're definitely doing good, guys. Just wanted to kind of go in here and show you guys what we've got going on. I have been busier than a one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest. So, with that in mind, all right, we're going to get into this one now. But anyhow, I'm sure you guys probably remember what it started out as. We took pictures or did videos and stuff as far as before we started on this. So we've done a couple of different videos on it. Now then, I have been playing around. Yeah, the 955. This is probably, I would say, the most impressive 955 that I've done yet. And I do everything almost exactly the same every time. It's just some radios just are, all the huzzahs line up in order better than the others. Why, I don't know. I know we've got a 5, 10, 20% tolerance based on some components. And, it's really difficult sometimes to, get everything to just 100% on every single one. Otherwise, we have to sit down and re-engineer an entire radio. But anyhow, so John, like I said, we got you done. Had to make a few more changes as far as to get this thing tuned in. But we got it dialed in, and I'm very, very pleased with the overall aspect of it. So go through here and show you as far as what we've got. Obviously one of the things that you wanted was sideband, and you wanted a true sideband biased amp. Now, I've been doing my biasing a little different than a lot of people here over the last few years, and I've got a couple different methods that I use based on what I'm working with. So, one of the things that you're going to notice, and that I have, now granted, all I did was just move these over to the side. They're going to get plenty of air, mainly because of the fact that, we don't have a cavitated section back here as far as for the resistors. Granted, they're not setting it across the input transformers, which a lot of people do. There's nothing wrong with that. In a 3-pill configuration, it's very, very difficult to, to use the large 10-watt resistors. Okay, now, with that in mind, because my circuit is a little different than the average person's, and I'll get in here and I'll show you some numbers and stuff, and you'll kind of understand, what I'm referring to, in order to get my biasing to the exact point where I like it. So, just a teeny bit. Okay, but anyhow, so we've got the biasing in. What's nice is these get warm, but they don't get hot. And early, I know you'll enjoy this because I'm actually going to show as far as what the actual bias voltage what I actually have it set at. Now then, at this point, because I have a fixed voltage on my power supply, this here is my power supply voltage. So we're at 14.4. Very, very need to know that, and the reason why is because it's not going to affect it massively if it's changed by an input, a 1 watt input or 1 volt upscale or down. It will change very, very, very little. And why am I getting notifications that I'm live? I know I'm live, people. Okay. YouTube and their infinite wisdom. So anyways, so we're going to do a quick recap. We went ahead and changed out our wires going to our transformers to feed each one of these. Generally, a lot of people use 16 gauge, which is adequate. This one, the wire actually mic'd out at 18 gauge. So we went ahead and changed those. We moved these up to 14 gauge wires, nice and beefy, so you're going to get plenty of power there. We did away with the copper clad aluminum as far as the 2 wires. We replaced those. We upgraded that to 3 wires, added more ferrite. So we got ferrite 3 locations here and back here. Again, just to go ahead and help. We replaced your pill strip, or excuse me, not your pill strip, your power strip. So, the power strip's been changed. We went ahead and added new filter caps here for the DC to ground. We've also got a couple of 10 amp diodes in here for reverse polarity, just to save the life of your equipment. So that's one of the things that we wanted to take care of. So that's all taken care of now. All right, so we did that. We went ahead and replaced your resistors back here. I can't remember the reason why, but it's been too long. So we replaced that. We upgraded your keying circuit. Originally, the main reason why we did this is because of the relay that's being driven up in the front portion of your amplifier to go ahead and engage and disengage your power. So, for the biasing. So we got that taken care of. Everything's new in your biasing circuit. So, these have been rewound to the specific unihenries that we need in order to go ahead and offset so we don't have any issues with the biasing circuit causing problems feeding back into the circuit itself. We also went ahead and upgraded and replaced, and the only reason why we replaced them, actually we shouldn't say an upgrade, but replaced them, is we moved stuff around a little bit in the front of the amplifier. So these were only about that long. Now they're about that long. And that's just because of the fact that we did a relocation. We went ahead and replaced your LC network, kind of upgraded it a little bit. We took our readings and stuff off the other one. I had to move this one just about that much. So very, very close as far as on the original one. But again, we wanted to make everything look nice and neat. So we went ahead and replaced that instead of trying to monkey with that. So with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and move over. Let me turn on that. Okay. We got our voltmeter turned on. Yeah, let's see. So we're going to ground there. DC voltage. All right, so hopefully you guys can see that all right. All right, so Let's see what our voltage is on the biasing. So, oops, it's a good way to tear up a slug. All right. So we're at 0.28. Hello, audio. Audio. So right there where we need to be. 0.28, 0.29. You're going to see that number fluctuate a little bit. Man, part of that has to do with the fact that you do have a current drain down. It's just to bring the transistors on during your sideband motion. So that's what we're actually concerned with. So we're right there where we need to be as far as on that. So 0.28, 0.29. So like I said, we're right where we want to be at. And the reason why has to do with the fact that I'm not 100% sure that these are Toshibas. I think these are the other versions that are on the market right now, but they work well. At least in this amplifier, they've been working really well. We'll go through and I'll show you the tune on this, and you'll see why. Like I said, everything's. That's part of the reason why it took me a little bit longer, because it's not HG and it's not Toshiba. So a little bit of that light here off. All right, so we don't have too much glare now. All righty. Like I said, I can't wait till the other mic stand comes in, or mic stand, camera stand. Anyhow, all right, so we've got your radio set up. Let's see what kind of dead key we're running into it. I'll turn that around, 5-watt slug. So almost 2.5 watts on the dead key going in. Okay, so let's turn the amplifier back on. Okay, we got our 5-watt slug in reverse going back to the radio, 5-watt slug in reverse going back to the 5,000-watt bird dummy load. We've got our 2,500-watt peak and our 1,000 in the RMS stage, going back to the 5,000-watt bird dummy load. So here we go. All right, we've got a 100-watt carrier. Hello, audio. Audio, audio. So we've got about 475 on the RMS, just using your striker. Hello, audio. And 1200 on the PEP. Going back from the antenna. Hello, audio. About 0.4 of a watt. Audio. And 0.4 of a watt on the input. So, really, really good. Hello, audio. Alrighty. So that's kind of where we were at. Like I said, I wanted to kind of show you, some numbers and a few other little things. Yes, it is very, very sensitive. That meter is about, when I purchased it, I think that meter was about $550, I think, almost $600. By the time I paid shipping, I think it was right around $600 when I bought that. Very, very sensitive, does go out, 3 places beyond the decimal mark. So, it's great, especially for setting biases. You can really see what you've got and where you're at specifically whenever you're cutting voltages literally down into the fraction numbers. So, but anyways, John, hopefully you like some of the new things. Like I said, I know that this amps went through a couple of different changes. Hopefully you like the new Black series. So, like I said, I'm actually doing this on a pretty frequent basis. So we've got everything marked here. Obviously, your on-off. We've got your sideband biasing that stays, the biasing stays on continuous. However, you do have a delay here. We just stayed with the single light. That way everything was nice and clean on that. We covered up the nasty little hole that was on the side here, replaced that with a new logo, and listed it, since you had a big long list of God knows which version or variation. We just got it as a 600 HD. Like I said, you're running pretty close to almost 500 on the RMS, and I think that's going to work really well for you as far as with everything involved, as far as with what you're going to get into. Like I said, I think you're going to be right there where you want to be. Nice clean amplifier on the inside. Went ahead and did all the outside up to match some of the inside. We've got your 6-foot plug or cord, and I've got your plug made up. So over the next week, I'm going to try to go ahead and get your total final bill for the amplifier ready to go, and then I'll get with you and we'll discuss the shipping, and I'll try to get it packed up this coming up weekend, and we can figure out if you're going to wait until after the first of the year, or if you want me to go ahead and send it. We'll just go ahead and make sure it's boxed really well. So, all right, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video as well. Like I said, we wanted to show you the final video here on the straight 6. Like I said, I know he's going to be running the Striker. We did tune it up to where he can actually drive this just a little bit harder than what the Striker does naturally. But you're not going to gain, on the RMS, you're probably going to gain, another 100, 150 watts. But ideally, if you run just this radio into it, this thing is going to last you probably forever. All right, guys, I appreciate it. Take care. John, hope you love the video and the new amplifier. Take care, guys. I'll see you here in a little bit. I'm going to get this stuff put up and get ready for probably one more video yet this evening.